Hello everyone, in this module we will see continuation of secondary storage system. So here we have disk scheduling where the disk has to be scheduled, like the free space in the disk has to be scheduled for accessing it, like the entered space or the free space has to be scheduled based on the request of a computer gives you the request, or computer starts sending the request to access this secondary storage system one after the other. So scheduling that disk according to the access of the computer, we call it as disk scheduling. So operating system is responsible for accessing the hardware efficiently as well as this disk. So disk scheduling is the major task of operating system coming towards mass storage system. So the request specified by the computer will have, like, whether this operation is input or output operation, like saving the storing the data to the disk or getting the data from the disk. What disk address for the transfer is, means the data or data getting or storing, which is the address, means the specified sector number. The memory address of a transfer is to which memory address, like disk address and the memory address, both physical and logical address of the storage device, and the number of sectors or number of continuous sector or non-continuous sectors a file is required to access this data. So disk scheduling can be defined, or the efficiency of disk scheduling can be got by access time. Access time is like how much time required by the operating system to access the disk for getting the data. So access time is equal to first one is seek time, means the time which is required by a disk arm to move the head of the cylinder to the desired sector where the data is, and a rotational latency. So rotational latency is the additional time for the disk to rotate desired sector to disk head. So it is like the time required by the disk to move from the present location to the correct present location to the desired location. The complete time required is called access time. So disk bandwidth is one more constraint where you can find the efficiency of system, where disk bandwidth is the total number of bytes or total number of data, bits or bytes, can be transferred by the total time required, or the total time taken by the first request to last request transmission. So this is called as disk bandwidth, means the amount of data transmitted in the particular time. Next is the to schedule or to take care of disk, we have disk scheduling, we have multiple algorithms and the procedures which helps in scheduling the disk. So the first method is first come first serve. So in the first come first serve, the problem is given like you have queue, like a disk scheduling queue. So the queue starts with 98,183, means it has the first sector location or the address of data required is 98, then 183 and so on. So this is the queue. According to this queue you have to start scheduling the disk. So in the same algorithm, first they will specify where the disk head is at first. So disk head is specified like it is in the 53rd disk or 53rd sector. According to first come first serve algorithm, the first value in the queue will be scheduled first. So from 53 the disk is moved to 98. So head movement from 53 to 98. So next from 98 the disk has to move to the second location, that is 183. So likewise the disk moves from the first location to the next location in the case of first come first serve algorithm. So here is the complete solution for the problem and a first come first serve solution. So first come first serve, from 53 the disk has moved to 98, from 98 to 183, 183 to 37 and so on according to the queue. So the disk head movement is happened for the first from 53 to 98. So the total head movement happened is the value which is means the distance traveled between 53 to 98, that is 98 minus 53, that is 45 sectors or 45 movements has done by the head. After completing the Q, you can add all the values which tells you the total head movement. For this problem with first come first serve, the cylinder means the total head movements in the cylinder has happened 640 times. So the next method in disk scheduling is shortest seek time first. Shortest seek time first algorithm tells you like you have to first find the shortest distance between the present head location in the queue. So take the queue which is requested by a CPU, find know the position of the first head means head position. So from the head position from the queue, which is the nearest value to that head value is taken first, means you have to find which is the shortest seek time or the shortest distance is from the present head location. So here is the solution, means here is the example queue where we have taken the same queue with 98, 183, 37 and so on. So the present head is at the position 53. Out of all this, for 53, 65 is the nearest number. So 65, so the nearest or the shortest seek time. So from 53 you can find 65 as the shortest distance or the shortest seek time in the disk. So the disk or the head moves from 53 to 65 of the distance 12. Then from the 65, so the present head is at the position 65. So from 65, out of all these values, 67 is near. So 67 is the next disk schedule. From 67 you have 37 as the nearest value compared to any other value. So the disk move towards 37, then to 14, and it keeps finding the nearest place to the present head location. So it finds the nearest place, so the shortest time for seek will be, means the seek time will be shortest, and it will schedule the disk. This is about shortest seek time first algorithm. So I hope you understood these topics. Remaining disk scheduling algorithms we'll see in the next video. Thank you.